Haiti borders the Dominican.
Her name is Serena Buffalino. They call her Mrs. B, and her class always begins with a pledge.
Something local, something global. Haiti.
They're words that carry weight here. Helping yourself means helping others, giving back, here and a world away in Haiti.
And nobody's helping them, except for people like us.
It was through her the class learned of Haiti, of the nearly 1 million orphans, many with no school, no support, no Mrs. B in their lives.
They could not wrap their head around that.
Mrs. B's students are among Toronto's most at risk. Their challenges vary from emotional and behavioral difficulties to learning disabilities. Their trauma is so severe they can't function in a regular school setting, and we aren't allowed to show most of their classmates.
For most of the kids, most of society has turned them away. And in this classroom, they're accepted. They're accepted no matter what for who they are.
Take Yolanda. She came here last year so burdened and withdrawn, she would often fall silent, sometimes for days on end. It was, she says, Mrs. B's patience, her quiet encouragement, that saved her.
She actually saves people's lives from dangers.
And perhaps that's why these marginalized kids feel such a kinship with the orphans of Haiti, and why they were moved to act.
And so when Yolanda and Jackie and Patrick said, well, Miss B, we need to build them a school.
Build a school, no easy task. They started out raising money. They sold samosas, washed cars, screened movies, you name it. And in just a few months, this little class raised $20,000. So much, it's not just a one-room schoolhouse they can build, but a full 3-story school. And so Mrs. B set off on a journey she'd dreamed of, up into the dusty mountains above Port-au-Prince to a town called Canaan. It's home to thousands of earthquake refugees who live with no running water, no electricity, and no school, until now. The first step was a temporary school. It's up and running. 53 students already in uniform. The permanent school for 250 is growing from its foundations.
It makes me want to cry because she just makes me feel so awed, and I'm very proud of her.
All of this because of a handful of students back in Canada and Mrs. B, the teacher who believed in them.
These are for you.
At another fundraiser, a special tribute to the students, accepted by someone who, without Mrs. B, might not be here.
They believe in me and I believe in them, and together we not only change our lives, but we change the world around us.
For inspiring great things and seeing the potential in everyone, Serena Buffalino is this week's Everyday Hero.
This is the reason why I do what I do, is because of Yolanda and all the...
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Diamond Factor Experience Show with Barbara Beckley and guests and experts. I always got to throw that in there because I always tell people, don't start itching as soon as I come on, right? I always tell people that it takes a team. It takes a team to do things in life. It really does. You know, I always say to myself, I said, why do something by myself? And I can always have other, geniuses and gifts come in, and we just all just take it on and just be that positive force in life and be that inspirator and be that motivator and be that influencer and all that other good stuff. So I always tell myself, I say, it's nice to, find the individuals or be around individuals that's like-minded, that wants to move up and level up in life. And we just share each other's gifts and we just do what we got to do. So this is what it's all about. A lot of people, sometimes ask me, well, Barbara, I know you have the Diamond Factor Experience Show with Barbara Beckley. So what does that really entail? And I said, I want to bring some positive vibes every morning in people's lives through either motivation, through awareness, and educate. So those are the three main goals that I want to do on this show. And that entails experts coming on with their genius. Like we have Marty that comes on Monday. He does the sales and a happiness master. And he talks about if you're selling too hard, then you stop selling. He gives a different spin on it, which I love about sales. Then we have, personal relationship experts come on, like Brandy. She talks about that. And then we have on Wednesdays, we have Mr. Barry, who does the gem hunter stories and talks about your value compared to gems and give us a whole lot of history. Oh, I love it. Every Wednesday, I told Barry, I said, I'd be looking forward to this show because it gives a lot of history. Then we have on Thursdays, we have Miss Laura that comes on and talks about, more of communication, how to communicate and leadership skills and how every person is a leader within themselves and how we can just, understand those characteristics and bring them out within your life. And then on Tuesdays, you never know. I got it's like a present, and then I open it up every Friday and I have guests come on, either authors, speakers, book collaboration, head of book collaborations. It could be anybody, financial. So yes, this whole show, the Diamond Factor Experience Show with Barbara Beckley, includes a lot of different facets. But the biggest thing and the biggest mission that I like to bring is to motivate, to give you awareness, and to also educate. Those are the three main goals that I like to do. So, when people ask me, you got to show this, I'm like, well, yeah, that's the reason, that's the push. And, always in the Diamond Factor, I'm always talking about, understanding your PPD. So, of course, that's going to be included through everything that I do on the show. So with that, I always got to do my little, I want to give you something that you can think about throughout the day, that you can say to yourself, that may help me today to get me through some things. So today I want to go about comfort zone. Okay. Move out of your comfort zone. Move out. That box that people always talk about, get outside the box. You need the box. I'm like, kick the box. Get rid of the box. That's what I say. Now, see, I'm not even reading the rest of this. I'm already talking about kicking the box, right? Take a risk. Agree to follow an unknown path. Doing the same thing over and over, day after day, will not allow you to accomplish your purpose. Commit yourself to doing adventurous new things, even if it is something small like driving to explore some place new on a weekend. And I've done that. I have went in the car one time on a weekend, didn't have that much schedule that day, and I went to the store. This was the weird part. I went to the store because I had to get some things for the house. And I had a full tank of gas, and I drove to the store, got all the items, and then I just kept driving. And I wound up driving all the way, because I live in Wisconsin, I wound up driving all the way to Illinois, to my old neighborhood that I grew up in. Just took that drive. It was like maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. It wasn't that long. And it was a sunny day. It was nice out. And I just decided just to do a drive. And sometimes that's what you need to do, just to clear your head, or, if you're thinking about some things, or not even that, maybe just do it to do it, So, do some things, just do something different. Add an element of surprise in your life and your family's life. Mix things up. At times, it is good to have a routine or a schedule, because I know we have to have schedule time. We work, we got businesses if you got one. But yet, family memories are made during the fun, unexpected experiences. It really is. When you don't plan something out, that's when it really is a whole different surprise. Today, hear life calling you, and see where it leads. I always like this, was just enjoy your day after that. So get out the comfort zone, something different. Make something happen, and you'll be like, I didn't even plan this, but oh my God, it just did. I just did this. And then enjoy yourself, enjoy the moment, enjoy the time. I keep telling people we only have a certain amount of time in our lives. We never know when that day will come. What are you doing? A lot of people said, I know Les Brown says this a lot, and some other of famous speakers that you have, the beginning when you were born, and then you have your ending date, and then you have that middle, that little line in the middle. So what are you doing in that little line in the middle? Every day I tell myself I want to take a risk. I want to do something different. I want to read something different. I want to learn some skills differently, because I'm growing and I'm learning and I'm in this world, and why not? We only have one life to live, right? We might as well live it wisely, live it with a smile on our face, live it with some happiness, and not always so, everything's going whatever. I was talking yesterday about if your day starts off maybe kind of icky, like, this day's not really starting. That doesn't have to command the whole day. You don't have to let one thing that happened in the morning or afternoon or evening to dictate how your whole day is going to be. You have that choice. Only you have that choice. So with that, we're going to start the show. We got a goodie. We got a remix of a person that's coming on. His name is Shay Brown. And I had an interview with him a few months ago. It was powerful and awesome. And I'm bringing it back today as a special insert today. So here we go. I love it. So just to let everybody know, usually on Tuesdays, we have Mrs. Anir. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Mrs. Anir. I always want to make sure I pronounce her name right. Mrs. Anary, that usually comes on Tuesdays for the Impact Hour, but she has not been feeling well. So I want to ask everybody out there, all my diamonds out there, to pray for her and keep her in your thoughts. She will be kind of taking a hiatus from the show for a while. So, just to let you know that we will still be bringing, Diamond Factor show to you on Tuesdays. It just, Anary, just is going to be taking, her health comes first. And that's what I always tell people, your family, health, and God, I always say this is me, family and, and your health comes first. So wish her well. But we still have some, hey, we got to move forward. We got to move forward in this. So I decided to bring back a replay of a wonderful, wonderful, awesome interview I had with Mr. Shay Brown. He is a globally renowned giant in the sales world. He is the guru of sales, team. I mean, if you don't know this man equals sales, then you don't know what you're missing. He is tremendous. He has a full of energy. He cares about his clients, and every person he touches when it comes to helping them with their sales, it turns to gold. Not just diamonds, but gold. I got to throw the diamonds in there. So I want to play this back because some people missed it. And like I said, sometimes you want to put things out there that's really powerful so people can get that and be like, oh, dang, I missed it. When was that? And that was back in March. So I want you to listen to it, and then I will be back to basically give you some more inspiration and close out for today. So here we go.
What's going on? Well, it's a great day. Barbara Beckley, how are you doing? It is an honor and a privilege, a treat and a treasure to be here. I couldn't wait to be part of the Diamond Experience. Like, this is it. Like, this is the moment. I'm so, not so much pumped, but I'm so excited about what you're doing. So I just want to acknowledge you, Barbara, for this platform. I love watching. I love all the production. And I love how you're helping everybody have that diamond experience, no matter what their background is, no matter what their social economic status is, no matter what they're going through in life. If they're doing really, really well, they can be a bigger diamond. And if they need to get there, you can help them get through that process. So thank you so much, Barbara, for having me here. I'm excited.
I know, Shay, you just don't know. I mean, when I first met you, I was like, I got to get on his, I got to get there. You were having that summit and then come back. And I was like, oh no, I got to sign up like today. And ever since then, it's just been this journey. You've been teaching me so much. I mean, watching your show at night and just how you just give that love out. You can just feel it. And then you get that energy. So I was like, okay, I got to up my game. I got to up my game. So Mr. Brown. So now what I wanted to, because I know the timing of what today, which I should have just made this an hour, but I was like, if I could just get something today, I was like, I'm going to get it from you. So we're just going to go right into it. We're going to go right into it. So like I always ask my guests, because I always look at, and you say this a lot too, about a person's story, you know, where they came from, how they came from here to here. And I know you use the comeback champ, which I'm loving that. So just give us a little snippet on, you know, how you got to where you're at now.
Sure. Well, you know, I guess where I'm at now is the individual that's able to help entrepreneurs help the world by helping them really serve more and then get paid. And they call that sales. So the biggest challenge facing entrepreneurs today is how do they fill their programs? How do they sell their product? But more importantly, how do they scale their business? And many of them are doing it and they don't have the resources. So we provide a sales team that allows someone to help them get their message out, which generates revenue that helps them really have the resources that are necessary to execute the vision they have for the people they were called to serve. But it didn't always start that way. In about a minute or two, I wasn't wired as a salesperson. I grew up, man. I'm just the son of a Dr. Camby B. Jeffers, who was a Pentecostal preacher, a bishop back in the 70s when it wasn't popular, right? And it was only like 38 members of the church and 25 of us were kids. So I had to learn how to get up and learn how to talk. And I was a stutter. I mean, a serial stutter with a problem. But Mother Dear told me something back then, and I'll share this with you that is so important. I remember I was in the third grade, Miss Kurt's class, and we had to get up and talk about something, and I couldn't talk as well. So everyone was laughing at me because I was trying to get it out. And when I went home and I talked to Mother Dear and told her, you know, they said I got a problem, I might have to get a counselor, might get some help. And she said, you don't have a problem. I'm like, what did it say? I stutter. She says, no. Your brain just thinks faster than everyone else. So you've got to slow down and help them. And you know what? I believe that. Mother was a lie, by the way. It took me until I was like in high school to figure that out. But it was a lie, by the way. But for so long, it gave me the confidence. It gave me the courage to keep trying and keep going, although people might have been making fun of me. And so how does that relate to you? How does that relate to you? Well, for someone like myself, if you're an entrepreneur or you're a dualpreneur or you're someone out there that's trying to help other people and you found yourself having trouble, don't worry about that. I couldn't speak and I wasn't sure I could do this. And now I have an opportunity to be on this show, which is an honor. The Diamond Experience. Come on, somebody, the Diamond Experience. But to get there, I had to get laid off. I've only worked for 2 companies my entire career. I worked for Citibank after undergraduate, went to Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland, didn't do sales. Then I went to Johns Hopkins University for graduate school, didn't do sales. I worked for Verizon for 9 years. They laid me off back on May 31st, 2004. Found myself in a crisis. I go home, decided I'm going to start a business. That didn't work. 90 days later, I was tired. I was frustrated because I ran out of money. And hence I learned the golden rule in business. Jot this down in your notes. Put this, this might be your first note. The golden rule in business is to never run out of money. Like that's the golden rule in business. And so running out of money, I went through a second divorce. My wife decided to leave me. And that's tough, okay? How many people out there know when you go through some things and you add money pressure, it can add a lot of stress. understand. But then my two sons decide they're going to come live with me. That's not how the story normally goes, right? So now they're living with me. So now I'm broke. Now I'm burning through my 401k. I don't suggest any of you do that, by the way. And I'm feeling like a failure. And then here's where I'm going. I'm coming to you, Barbara. I'm upstairs working. Then my sons, I get a knock at the door. They're like, Dad, someone's still in the car. I run downstairs. I look out the window, and there's my Lexus truck. Now, I love that Lexus truck, by the way. It's a white pearl Lexus truck, 360 RX. I mean, RX 300. Y'all don't know about that truck. And I'm like this. I give the guy a nod, the tow man. He gives me a nod back. I look over at my sons, and I tell them, don't worry. The car is just going to the garage. I lied. And it was in that moment. Here's how I got there, Barbara. It was in that moment that I had the never again moment. Now, have you ever had that moment in your life? That never again moment, like never again would you find yourself borrowing money from a family member that you couldn't pay back. Never again would you have to lie to your kids and feel like a failure as a father, feel like a failure as a husband, feel like failure as an entrepreneur, and feel like failure as a man. It was then, and that's very serious. I'm going to give you the fast forward version, but that was very serious. But it was in that moment, that was a defining moment for me because I made a decision. I said, in order for me to stay in business, I've got to learn from somebody how to help people and how I can get paid. And hence, I learned to go to rule. Now, coming to you in 1 minute, Barbara. Here's what I learned. This is the point to her story. This is why I tell you that story. So you understand the person you see today ain't the person that was a few years ago. Is the mentor along the journey said, Shay, focus on sales training. I said, sales training? I'm not a sales trainer, man. I'm a business consultant. But nobody was hiring me to do any business consulting at all. Anyway, although my shingle out the door, it said Coach Shay on it. No one hired me. He said, learn how to serve. Learn how to serve. And if you do that, the money will come. Here's the point to you. If you're an entrepreneur right now, jot this down in your notes. Selling equals service. Selling equals service. Selling equals service. I want you to tell yourself that 7 times a day. Selling equals service. How can I serve? I solve a problem. Selling equals service. And when you serve, you don't have to chase the money. The money will chase you. Put that down. There might be another golden nugget for you. Right now, she says, Shay, bring your best. You only have so much time. Look, don't chase the money. Add value, and the money will chase you. And so what I learned there, and this is what I want to give to you, because selling is not a dirty word. Selling is not something you're doing to be sleazy. Selling is not something you're doing to try to convince somebody to do something they don't want to do. I gave you the definition. I want you to hear me. Selling equals service. It's created the biggest breakthrough for my clients. Selling equals service. And so if you think about it, even if you have resistance to selling right now, I want to leave this with you. This is very important. Don't miss this. This is very important to the backstory. And I had to get this in my brain. I said, okay, if selling equals service, selling equals service, if selling equals service, and I hate to sell. I hate to sell, but I needed it. Like I hated selling, but maybe some of you need to pay your mortgage. You hate selling, but you hate not being able to cut the lights on. You hate not having heat. You hate not having air conditioning, right? And so think about this. Preachers are selling faith every single week. And I love preachers. My mom was a preacher. I grew up in the Pentecostal church. Everything I learned in the Pentecostal church. Teachers are selling education every single day. And I love teachers. Many of my family members are teachers and educators. Parents. I'm a parent. My kids are adults now, by the way. I'm a parent. Parents are selling values every day. Brush your teeth. Do the right thing. And you, every day you wake up and you sell yourself. Either you think you can or you think you can't. That is a sale to yourself. So we're always selling. So my message to you is this: selling equals power. Put that down in your notes. Selling equals power. So I came today to bring you the power that you need in your business that will give you the rocket fuel so you can get the resources you need to serve so many other folks. So thanks a lot for asking that story. I'm not wired this way. I wasn't born this way. I close with this. Selling is a learned skill. Many of the clients I work with, they're good. They've got big hearts. They already believe. They're walking in their purpose. They're walking in their passion, but they're missing that third P, and that's profits. So I bring them the power. That's what selling is. Think about what does selling the power do for you? If you made more revenue in your business right now, what would you do with the money? Maybe you'd have more meaning in the world because you have more money. You do more good. Maybe you have more impact in the world because you have more income. And as my good friend Delator McNeil likes to say, at this point, you can make $1 and a difference at the same time. I'm done. But you can make $1. If that's you and you're watching right now, say make $1 and a difference at the same time. This is your moment. This is your time. Selling equals service, and selling is power. So I'm proud right now to serve folks. I'm proud to help entrepreneurs, and I'm proud to help them have a pipeline of leads of folks who can turn into buyers. That's a little of the backstory. That's how we got here. I didn't know if that's what you wanted, but I'm excited. So that's the real deal, as they say. Diamond experience up in here, up in here.
You just dropped the mic, you dropped the whatever, anything that was on the stage, you just dropped everything. Wow. See, that's why I love hearing the stories, because I tell people we just was like boom, and we were here like, okay, Barbara's doing this. No, see what she said. See, that's the connection. See, that's why I tell people that's the connection. So first of all, I always tell people, you're not alone. You're not in the boat by yourself. You're not the only one that didn't have the money. You're not the only one that had to lie to your children. You're not the only one that had to sit there and go through different, jobs and say, oh, well, I got to move forward because they just let me go. So now what do I do? Everybody has those type of stories in their life. I did. I got laid off twice, back to back. That's just partial of my story. We got a lot of stories. But right now, Chase is showing you that, through all that, he persevered. See, that's the word that everybody, like Shay said, write down, persevere. He persevered through everything, and guess where he's at now? Comeback champ. Every time I hear about comeback champ, I think about Muhammad Ali, because I see the picture behind you. When he said, the champ is here. The champ is here.
The champ is here, baby. The champ is up in here.
Up in the house, yes. Wow, Shay. So, I want to ask you, Shay, because we still have a little more time here. Now, I know you do a lot of coaching, sales, with sales teams and making people understand how to have a team, which I'm loving. Because first of all, there's no I in team. And I always tell people, literally, there is no I in team. If you spell team, there's no I. But I know the joke comes afterwards. But anyway, so you build those teams, you show companies and businesses how to build those teams, Shay. So can you give me just like a glimpse of how you do that, and how you tell people this is what you have to do in order to level up in your business?
Sure. One of our golden rules, and it's one of our methodologies, and I think everyone out there should have a methodology. It's something that you live by. It's principles that guide you. I've got 12 rules for life. I'm gonna give you one of them because it certainly relates to where we are right now. And whether you're an entrepreneur or a dualpreneur or someone that's just a kind human being into personal professional development, which I know you are, because only champions watch the Diamond Experience. Only winners watch the Diamond Experience. So you're already a winner. So I just want to acknowledge you for watching. I want to acknowledge you for being here. You are a champion. Here's one of our golden rules, our methodology. And jot this down in your notes. It's that systems beat goals every time. Now, it's 4 words. It's 4 words. Just 4 words. You can write these 4 words down. Systems beat goals every single time. And you might say, Shay, why do you always talk about systems beat goals every single time? Because systems are duplicatable. Systems are repeatable, and systems is something that you can hand off to someone else to actually do the work. If you think about it, goals are always in the future. And the future, by definition, doesn't exist. The future is imaginary. Like, our mind only operates in 3 quadrants that I'm aware of. The past, which you can do nothing about, by the way. The present, there's a moment, there's a moment, there's a moment. And something we call the future that we never get to because we're always in the present moment. So my question always is, what systems do we have right now in our business that help us to generate a pipeline of leads that turn into buyers? What systems do we have in our business to fill our programs, if that's what you're struggling with, or to sell your products, if that's what you're struggling with? What systems do you have in place so you can scale the business? And the one underlining factor that I know that helps provide that cash flow and the revenue to do all the things you want to do is sales. I talked about earlier that selling equals service. Selling equals service. Selling equals service. Let me break it down and say it a different way. And maybe this will help you, as it helps so many of my clients that I work with to say, gosh, I need a system. Look, there I was. I was running my very first marathon in Washington, D.C. It's called Marine Corps Marathon. It's 26.2 miles. I never run a marathon in my life, but I was a young whippersnapper back then. I was a young man. I mean, I heard that Oprah Winfrey had run that marathon, and I said to myself, yo, if Oprah can do it, I know I can do that thing. I can do this thing. And so I decided to get out there, and I was going to run that marathon. I ran that marathon, showed up that day, and I got started. I mean, I was excited. Like everybody, if you run a marathon, people are all over. They're cheering for you. And Washington, D.C. is the most beautiful city in the world. That's my hometown, by the way. That's where I live right now. I love some Washington, D.C., okay? And I'm running, and I'm excited. And then the first hour goes by, and I'm excited. The second hour goes by, and then I hit something called mile 17, and bam! I hit the wall. Woo! Now, if you don't know what the wall is in a marathon, it's like in life. You hit this imaginary wall where your body stops, and it can't go any further. And I stopped. Maybe that's what's happening to you in life right now. Forget if you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you hit the wall in a marriage and it's not working. Maybe you hit the wall in your health. Got some bad news. Maybe you hit the wall in your business. It's not going the way it is. Maybe you hit the wall right now. You hit that mile 17. Pay attention. Pay attention. And so I hit that wall. So I found myself stopping. Have you ever found yourself stopping in life? Like, oh my gosh, I can't go any further. And I'm sitting there looking, and I wish I could tell you I just got motivated and I put my Walkman on. I know I'm telling my age. I had a Walkman back then. That's the thing that goes over your ears with a wire with some battery packs right here. And I'm looking at everybody else. Maybe you've done this. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know I'm younger than that person. Wait. That person is younger than me. Wait. That person, I know I'm in better shape than that person. I know this. But you can't do what they can do because you haven't had a system in place to train the way they did. And so I slowly got started again. That's what I'm gonna tell some of you. One of my other 12 rules of life is you can be down, but not out. And many of you watching right now, you might be down, talk about champions come back, but you ain't out. Down means you just down. Out means you gave up. I didn't quite give up, but I was certainly freaking down. And the good news about being down is you can get back up. You can tell yourself, I'm back. I wish I could say I jumped, but I didn't. I started putting one foot in front of the other foot. And I look down. Sometimes you got to look down when you're going. You can't look at everybody else. You can't look at what they're doing in their business and in their life. And I said, if I can just do another 50 yards and another 50 yards. And I kept putting one foot in front of the other. I finished the race, 5 hours and 52 minutes. Okay. I'm not proud of that time, but I finished. Here's the point, Barbara. I'm coming back to you that I want to bring to you. Here's why I tell you that story. Here's what it means to you, for everybody out there. No matter if you're going to the next level right now, I want you to jot this down in your notes. Champions always come back. It's one of our core 12 rules of life. Champions always come back down, but you're not out. You need a system. So the next year, I told myself, I'm going to hire a coach. I'm going to get a team. Now, maybe that's what some of you are in your life right now. You need to put the right people on the team at the right time to get to the next level. I went to this team. I'm done. I'll come to you in 1 minute, Barbara. I go to this team, and I'm there. And it's training. Now, they train for the marathon. It was the Miami Marathon every week. And they do all this training during the week. We run as a group. We're all 9-minute milers, so we run as a group. They said, who has had experience is worried? I raised 2 hands, and I was okay with that. Yeah, I'm looking around these people. They don't look like me, okay? I'm like, look, I'm worried. I hit mile 17 last time, and I don't know if I can go past that. And I've never run past that since then. And they said, okay, Shay, when we get to mile 17, we're all going to help Shay Brown. And we're all going to say this affirmation. We're going to say this chant. And the chant's going to be, I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. I said, wait a minute, we don't say that. Now, in my neighborhood, I'm not going to be running around the streets talking about I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready. No, sir. I've got a Walkman. I've got my music right here, and I'm ready to go. I got my Les Brown right here on my, I love Les Brown, on my hip. He said, if you can look up, you can get up. But anyway, we trained. We got to mile 17 when the time came. And they started looking at me, and they started, I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready. I'm like, no. I'm trained, I'm strong. So I started saying, I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. I ran past mile 17. Now I had to be trained, I had to be strong, and I had to be ready. When the race came, and I'm done now, when the race came, when I hit mile 17, and my team started chanting with me, it gave me energy. That's why sometimes you need a team. It ain't about Shay Brown. Systems beat goals every single time. They had a system for how we were going to train. They had a system for how we were going to eat. They had a system for how we were going to support each other. And we did other things with other people, but we started saying, I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. You can even repeat after me. If you're home right now, it doesn't matter what's going on. This is the diamond experience. They said, Shay, bring an experience. But I want you to know this right now. Just tell yourself, I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready.
And I'm ready.
You got this. You can do this. And as a result, we finished the race. We did very well. So I tell you, the systems beat goals every single time, especially when you have a team, because success is a team sport. You can only get so far by yourself. Back over you, Diamond. This is the Diamond experience. You're trained, you're strong, and more importantly, you're ready. You got this. Champions always come back. Always.
Oh, Shay,
See, that's a lot of unpacking right here. Okay, the first thing I want to say is yes, well, congratulations in finishing that race. I don't care what. See, this is what I want to say. You said it took like 5 hours. You were like, I always tell people in the race of life, if you got to crawl, if you got to walk, if you got to skip a little bit, if you got to run, whatever you got to do, stay in the race. Don't be on the sidelines. Don't watch people. Just get in there. I don't care if you're the last person coming in saying, oh, and it's crawling. It's like, oh, my back, whatever. No, but you're doing it. See, some people is watching you saying, oh, she's crawling. Oh, her back hurts. Oh, his back hurts. And you look like this, you look over there, you're like, well, you know what? At least I'm in the race. You're watching me. Why are you watching me? You need to get in the race too and stay there. So that's what I just wanted to bring that home because that was confirmation. I'm always talking about when I tell people, you got to stay in the race. I don't care what time long it takes. We're not looking at that. I don't look at the fact that, because if you start looking back, then you're going to stop. You know how Shay, because you look back, that slows you down. Just keep it going. And then you have to pay attention to anybody. You don't even look around when you're going like this. You don't know who's going slow, fast, crawling, hurting, because it doesn't matter, because you're just kind of staying. You just say, I got to go. I got to do it. So thank you, Shay, for explaining that. Yes, a team process. I love what you said.
Success is a team sport, for sure.
Yes, it's a team sport. Now, oh my God, I hate the time. But anyway, Shay, I'm going to have to beg you again to come back.
Yes, absolutely. I'd be happy to.
Times. Yes. But I want to, today, with one thing that I tell people about excuses. Everybody has excuses sometimes. And in this day and age, especially when people in business, and right now with this pandemic, everybody that's the big excuse sometimes. Some people use this excuse to say, hey, I don't know, I can do my business. Some people use the excuse that says, hey, now I can be more creative and move forward in my business. So I always tell people to do the second half of it and not so much of the first. So Shay, and when you've been seeing people, you've been, coaching people and everything, and especially in the sales, because I know people said they're hurt in that area. What is like the challenge besides, I don't even want to call it pandemic because that don't have to be a challenge, but what do you see as the biggest challenge?
The number one challenge facing entrepreneurs today is getting in front of qualified people who have an interest, want, or desire. Let me tell you what I mean by that, because I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation, okay? I have my AARP card. I got remix versions on everything that I've been doing, and the older I get, the worse it's getting, right? And so when we first got started in business, Barbara, I used to always be told, find a lead, sell a lead. Find a lead, sell a lead, right? And that's what we were told for so long. And so we said, who has a need? If they got a need, I can help them. But the person could need to lose weight and do nothing. The person could need to save money and do nothing. And so it's not about a need. That was the old way. Let me tell you what the paradigm shift has been, especially over the last 18 months. The paradigm shift has been this. This is the Shay Brown remix version, by the way. Or my sons would say, drop a beat. I got to have my own beat in there, right? But here it is. Is you got to find a person with an interest, want, or desire. Let me say it again. An interest, want, or desire. So some of my clients are struggling to attract clients who actually have money. And some of my clients are struggling to attract folks so they can have a pipeline of leads of people who have an interest, want, or desire. Here's what I mean by that. Here's the point that I want to make. And it's so in harmony with one of my 12 rules of life. And this will help you get in front of more qualified people. And I'm glad you do this so well, Barbara. But one of my 12 rules of life, we've got 12 of them, we'll talk about that another time, is that collaboration crushes competition. Put that down in your notes if you're taking notes. Collaboration crushes competition. And so many times we try to do everything by ourselves versus partnering with other individuals who could help us get to where we want to get to. Collaboration crushes competition. Why is that, Shay? Because success is a team sport. You can only get so far by yourself. So when it comes to finding someone with an interest, want, or desire, if someone right now has a need to do something, they may not do it. But I love buying t-shirts. Okay, I got a t-shirt problem. And I love buying running shoes. I got another problem, right? And so if I got an interest in a new t-shirt, or I got a want in something different, I will go online, I will find it, I will pay whatever I got to pay, I'll pay the shipping to get it to me. Why? Because I have a want. I have an interest, not a need. And so here's my challenge. Here's what I say to the entrepreneur. What is the system? Remember, systems beat goals every single time. What is the system you have in place to get in front of people who have a problem? Jot this down in your notes. People will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. I was working with an individual in about 60 seconds, and they had the same problem. Now, they're a very seasoned professional. The problem was they were tired of talking to people who were unqualified. They were tired of having people on their list that just really weren't serious buyers. They were kicking tires. The solution to that was we call the Evergreen Revenue Playbook. And the Evergreen Revenue Playbook says, how do I have the right system in place that allows me to collaborate to get in front of folks who are qualified? Mm-hmm. We implemented that system. She bought on, we call the giver's economy. She wasn't given to give, she was given to serve. I told you before, and I know you didn't shout on that, and that's okay. I told you that selling equals service, selling equals service, selling equals service. So I took it from a selling mindset to a serving mindset, to serving those people who need it the most. And as a result, today her business is doing very, very well. So the number one challenge talking to entrepreneurs today is they're just not in front of enough qualified folks. And that's what the sales team is able to do for them. In many cases, they become their lead generation machine that helps people help others. And isn't that what you got in business for at the end of the day? To help someone else do something better because you were given a gift, you were given a talent, and your vision is much bigger than yourself. Yeah. Yes. Success is a team sport. Collaboration crushes competition. Start collaborating more.
Start collaborating. And that's why I'm loving what we're doing. That all brings it back to today is how, I came, I seen you. I was like, oh my God, the champ. I got in your summit. I'm loving it. I'm going in from being your summit again in a few more months. See, I'm already, I'm already there. I think you're not going to be able to get rid of me, Shay, until you just say, Barbara, you got to go. I'm hooked.
Oh, you're amazing. I love your energy.
I am hooked. But yeah, Shay, so thank you so much. Now, Shay, any last words? Because I know you're always talking about, this is your January 1st. So any last words regarding that to the listeners? And
sure.
I'm gonna take
one of our methodologies. Yeah, one of our methodologies, and everybody should have a methodology, is today is my January 1st. Now, if you've enjoyed this conversation and you're in the conversation, I think it's okay, Barbara, if they want to connect with me, can I tell them how to connect with me, or we'll do that later? I couldn't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it now or later?
Tell them right now.
Oh, okay. She's not gonna tell. Okay. I want to do today is my January 1st. I don't want to miss that. But if you're out there right now and you're like, Shay, I love this. I want the playbook. It's time for me to really build my business. It's time for me to fill my programs, to sell my products, to serve more people. And that's just, you just need the playbook. It's my gift to you. There's no cost. It's my gift. Just text the word playbook. Text the word playbook. Now, it's just one word, playbook. I'm going to give you my number. You're going to follow these instructions, and we're going to send you all the details. Text the word playbook to 202, like open up your browser right now on your phone, like on your phone right now. Open that up and text the word playbook to 202-270-1662. Again, 202-270-1662. Once you text the word playbook, just text the word playbook, and we're going to send you the playbook that you need. We're going to send you the 7 proven systems that we use. Put your first name so we know who you are. Put your last name so we know who you are. Put your best contact number in your email. Some of you want us to email it to you, and some of you want us to text it to you. So we want to make sure we get to you. Text playbook to 202-270-1662. Sorry about that, Barbara. I just want to make sure that the folks out there know that they can stay in this conversation over and beyond today. But here's the point you want me to make. Today is my January 1st. One of our 12 rules for life is at number 1, by the way, of all the rules, is number 1. And today is my January 1st. You can hear me. Today is my January 1st. It represents not a January 1st date on the calendar. It represents one of those moments throughout the day where you can make a decision. And there's probably 1,000 decisions you make throughout the day. And any one of those decisions could change the trajectory of your life. You make a decision. That's a January 1st moment. You're going to work out. See, that's a January 1st moment. Or you make a decision that you're going to binge watch and watch Netflix or Hulu or Prime Video. That's a January 1st moment. You make a decision you're going to eat hamburgers and French fries, salt, pepper, ketchup. My son's like hot sauce. Got to have some of that. Or you can open up the refrigerator, and inside the refrigerator there's some kale. January 1st moment. There's some broccoli. January 1st moment. There's some carrots. January 1st moment. Today is my January 1st. Represents that your past no longer represents the future. You get a fresh start. you get a do-over. So I want you to tell yourself right now in this moment that today is my January 1st. I'm going to put some systems in place to reach my goals. Today is my January 1st. I'm going to put a system in place so I can serve more and help more. Today is my January 1st. I will collaborate because collaboration crushes competition. Today is your January 1st. Today is your January 1st. If you're listening right now and you're watching, you can take your right hand and you can put it over your heart. You can feel that heart beating right now and there's oxygen going in your lungs. Then you have a fresh start. You got a new opportunity. And doesn't that feel good? Isn't that what life is about? So now that you know that today is your January 1st, take action. As my mama would say, it's time for your faith to hit your feet and start taking some action and do the things you know you should do right now. This is your moment. This is your time. Today is your January 1st. And for you, put the sunglasses on. The future is bright and the best is yet to come. Today's your January 1st. The best is yet to come. Today is your January 1st. And you're on the Diamond Experience with Barbara. Today is your January 1st. Thanks for having me, Barbara. You're amazing. You're incredible. I love what you're doing with this program. And I love how you collaborate at a time when people are not collaborating. No, Barbara is collaborating. Why? Because collaboration crushes competition. You follow Barbara's systems.
Yes. Thank you, Shay. Oh my God. Definitely. We need to talk. You got to come back. The comeback champ. Champ is here.
Thank you so much.
Shay.
God bless you.
I'm hanging, every word, the love inside, I feel it burn. I've never felt this way before. I've had a taste, now I want more. So here we are, just you and me. I'm overwhelmed when you touch me. You talk so sweet, I hear the sound, 'cause when you do, my feet won't touch the ground.
What a wonderful, every time I look at that interview with Shay, I'm just like, I got to bring him back on another live. He is just so full of energy and he believes in what he does. What I love about him is that he has a heart of gold. He knows how to rock it and that guru of sales and teach people how to really be that salesperson without sounding, like how Marty says, without sounding so salesy. But then he just has a heart of gold for people. When he says collaboration crushes competition, he truly means that. He truly means that, and he shows up all the time in that atmosphere. And that's why, we get along so well, and we became, collaborate with each other. And you will be seeing, because I'm working some things out here. I got to work some things out where you might be seeing more of him and other guests on his show come on Tuesday. So we might be bringing him on more in the near future. But thank you, Shay Brown. You probably hopefully you've seen the replay, like you said, the remix of the show, and forever thankful of your support with the Diamond Factor Experience Show. Now, before we end today, I need to bring out the positive quote that I did earlier. This is so important. Please, please, I ask you to make sure that you make sure that you keep an opening in your mind, in your heart, in your soul about going outside of your comfort zone. So important, so important. This is where the treasures come in. This is where the different type of skills and you learn and you're growing is when you are open. When you are open and listening and wanting to just take on something different. Take on something different. Like I said earlier, you only live one time. What are you doing in that middle? You got the birth, you got the, we have to transition, but in the middle, what are we doing in the middle? And we need to, look at that and take the time to do certain things that's gonna, put a smile on your face or put a smile on somebody else's face and just have fun, in life. So move out of your comfort zone. Take a risk. Take a risk. Agree to follow any unknown path. Doing the same thing over and over, day after day, will not allow you to accomplish your purpose. It won't. You'll stay stagnant. Commit yourself to doing adventurous new things, even if it's something small like driving to explore some place new on a weekend. Just drive. Just go somewhere and just have fun and be like, oh, I wound up here. Wow, this is a different place. Add an element of surprise to your life and your family's life. That would be another thing. Just surprise yourself one day and say, I'm going to do something different, or I'm going to maybe go out and just party somewhere, or, maybe I'll go to a museum and look at some things that I haven't looked at in a while, just surprise yourself. Mix some things up. Do some things a little bit different. Don't do that normal routine. I know sometimes I know some things is normal routine, like work and your business or whatever, but there's other things you can do. You can mix up and do a little bit different. At times it is good to have a routine or a schedule, as I said, yet family memories are made during the fun, unexpected experiences. Today, hear life calling you, and see where it leads. So I'm going to close by saying, move out of that comfort zone. Whatever, that you feel that might be holding you back on something, take those risks. Do that, like Steve Harvey says, jump. I was just talking, I was in an interview yesterday where I was like, you know what, I'm learning more, especially after last year. It seemed like it opened up my mind all over again about jumping, about just doing that jump effect in my life. Whereas it's not so just to hold back and stand back because, I might be missing out on something. And I feel like if I jump, then at least I tried. I always tell people, I feel like the failure comes in is when you don't even try. When you don't even think you can do it, you be like, I don't know if I can do it. Well, you know what? You won't know unless you try. So let's get out that comfort zone, get out, kick the box away, as I always say, throw the box out. Unless you're packing something that you don't need, you take it somewhere. Okay, use the box for that. But don't use the box to close yourself in on things that might be holding you back from what you want to do. And with that said, everybody, thank you for coming on a Tuesday, the Diamond Factor Experience Show with Barbara Beckley and friends and experts. Again, please, I ask that you put virtual hugs out and prayers for Anary as she's having health challenges right now. We love you, Anary. You're always in our prayers, and we're always here for you. And with that, we will be on tomorrow morning, same time, same station, with the Gem Hunter Stories, Mr. Barry B. Mixon, and he'll be coming on for his hour show. And with that, as I always say, please understand what your PPD is, your purpose, your passion, your drive in life. I call your foundation, to make sure that everything that's going on around you, no matter what storms or whatever, you have a diamond in you, as I call that the diamond factor, to get you from here to here to here, and to keep that peace within you. We will see you tomorrow.